sharing. So
Okay, it's all good. I'll just give it a second.
yeah,
All right.
uh, I
All right.
should have did this.
We're live. All right. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. Welcome back, everyone. It's Lifted Noise. Glory be to God. Today we're talking about. Let me see. Make sure this volume's down. Today we're talking about 3.0. Kind of just speculating. We got some audio. Okay, I'll keep going.
We got some feedback. Is that
Yeah,
on? Is that on
I'm
me?
not hearing it no more. So I'll restart in a second as soon as we get this figured out. But it sounds pretty good to me.
Are we still?
We're good. I think we're good. We are live. I'm here with the King O Caesar. We just been talking about having a conversation of what's to come with the next MPC update, and we're purely speculating, talking about things that we've heard around and things that we might want to see with the next update. So just to let everyone know, we are not beta testers, so this isn't inside information. If you're coming to hear the inside information, this ain't where you're gonna find it. We're just
Oh,
having a conversation. We have a conversation with. We want to have a conversation with everyone in the chat as well. So I want to break it down into two questions, and if you guys could do me a favor and try to answer just the first question, and we'll leave it in. We'll break it up into two different questions. So the first question we want to pose is, what have you heard? You know, about 3.0, or what are some of the things that you've seen as possibilities for future updates that won't necessarily be in 3.0, but just things that you've heard. Um, so yeah, we're just speculating. So uh, King O Caesar, let's go ahead and get started with you, and then I'll just feed off of that, and we'll go ahead and check the chat. So leave. So if you're gonna drop a chat message, please just drop stuff that you might have heard, and then wait to the second part of the stream where we talk about what are the things we want to see. So welcome everyone, and King O Caesar, welcome.
and
So what is
that was on my end too. Like I apologize because I had like the actual like link for YouTube open
yeah,
too, so that's why we was getting the feedback.
okay, it's all good. It's all
My
good.
bad.
We're cool. I mean, hey, this is real life, man. It's live. So
Yeah.
so um I haven't really been doing any research just to get ready for this, but I've in the past I've heard a few different things, go on different forums and stuff and seen uh possible features that are coming. So what are some of the features that you may have seen that might be upcoming in a future update, possibly 3.0?
Well, some of the stuff that I've heard is like maybe like we might get some of the stuff because what I've been really like upset about, and I know a lot of people in the community are upset about, is that like we don't have a lot of the features that the Akai Force has. So like one
Right.
of the things that I really want to see is like a ranger mode, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, a ranger mode on the NPC, and they also upgraded like the FY effects, like the functions, what you can do with the
The
they
XY
made
effects.
yep,
Yeah.
they made them more advanced. And like just as far as some of the stuff that I want to see, like I would love to be able to, like when I'm mixing, like you know how you do in the DAW where you
Well, to interrupt you, let's keep it to what you've heard. I want to just
oh
like kind of
what I've heard.
what you possibly heard. So yeah,
Well, I heard we might get some stuff that's on the force that we might be getting on the
yeah,
NPC, but I thought we should have got that first versus like the force because you know the
right.
NPC
So
is like the staple of Akai. So
let's talk about that because maybe there's some confusion as far as my understanding because I've seen things around that when the Force came out, it was already on 3.0. So is my understanding though that it is the same software in some kind of way, but the
yeah,
Force is already on that 3.0. So with the NPC, we're still waiting to hit that. We're on like 2.9, 2.9 something, right?
yeah.
Um, so yeah, will that gap be bridged between the two? Because I mean, I've never had a Force in front of me, but looking at videos and stuff, it looks a lot different, right? I mean, it's a different hardware, so you have different controls for sure.
Well,
Um,
Yeah, you got a lot of different stuff going on there. Um, it's got more pads and whatnot, but as far as like the core operating system is still
Yeah,
like the MPC software.
sure.
I guess people have looked it up in like the code, and it says like MPC like
Right.
3.0, like you said, like it's the actual
Does
like
it?
MPC software.
Yeah.
So it's like if that's the case, then why aren't we getting like why doesn't like NPC have that stuff first, man?
Yeah.
The
Why doesn't
really
it
back
have it
end stuff.
already? Right. It's kind of weird, and I'm sure there's plenty of complaints out there um regarding that and like just features in general. Um, some things. One thing that I seen in the forums was possibility of like a lot more plugins, like instrument plugins, synthesizers, and whatever. I don't know if it'd be all synthesis. I think there's other types of instruments that fit into like the bread and butter type of categories, like brass and strings, and I don't know. I think there was some Mellotron stuff in there. I seen actual screenshots of it. Uh, like I said, neither one of us are beta testers, so us saying this, shouldn't be an issue, and it's all just speculation. Um, Yeah, I haven't really heard too much. There's one thing that I did see also on a forum not too long ago. Someone I believe hacked the Akai Force software and made it available so you can put it in your MPC. And
Oh man.
that was pretty cool to look at. But it's not something that I was just ready to jump on and just like, oh, okay. Because
Yeah.
I'm actually pretty happy with the MPC as is.
I
Um,
mean, yeah. I
I
mean,
always welcoming new plugins, I see
mhm.
or new features and stuff. Um, but it does basically what I want and a lot more compared to where the MPC was at before. Like I used to use, I had the MPC 1000 was my first MPC. So
Okay.
it's come a long way. There's so much more you can do now, and even with the I don't know if you're familiar with the JJ operating system. Is
Uh,
this your first NPC, or have you used NPCs prior to owning the NPC
my first NPC was NPC Renaissance. Even though I've been obsessing over like NPC 2500s for like years,
heavy?
I just never
Yeah,
had like the money to get one, and I've always been an in the box guy. So I
yeah,
started with like Logic I started with FL Studio
same
and like
here.
Pro Tools. So
Yeah,
what I'm saying, and now I'm in Logic Pro too. But it's like my first when I heard that they were coming out with a software variant, like with a controller, like that's what
hmm,
like really jumped me all in on it. And then when they came out with like the MPC Live, like I had to get one because
yeah,
I like the flexibility of being able to go between, platforms. I can go in the box if I want to, but then when I want to step out, I can take this thing with me or whatnot. And it was great.
for
But
sure.
like yeah, the older I played around on some of the older like NPCs, but I really never like got a chance to like own one for myself, so I couldn't like
Y-
I didn't really get a chance to deep dive,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Probably like
Well,
you have.
one thing, for example, to be grateful for with these new NPCs is those old NPCs like the 2500 and the 1000. They had, I believe, a limit of two effects that you could use at one time,
Okay. That's
and
crazy.
yeah,
Only two effects?
and the settings that you used on them would have to apply to any one of the sounds that you put it on. So it
Okay.
couldn't be any different. So if you wanted to do effects differently, you'd have to like resample it with the effect, baked into it, like, you know, and then not have any control after that if you wanted to add more effects. So
Okay.
just those limitations, just having everything that it has now is just so much on a better level. Um, so
Yeah,
especially
man.
if you're a standalone guy like me, you like to go back and forth. I'd rather just stay here. Although I've used software as well. Like I started with FL, like you said. Logic was one of my favorite. I've used Pro Tools, not really for making beats much. That's kind of confusing, or was for me. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't like
um,
making beats on Pro Tools either for some reason.
some
But
people swear by it, but
yeah.
to each their own. And yeah, I really can't think of anything else though, as far as like stuff that I've heard. Mostly just plugins. Um, so I guess if you don't have anything else, we can go ahead and take a look at the chat and see what people have to say.
Well, I just wanted to iterate on what you were saying. Like,
Go
yeah, I
ahead.
mean, like I know we in the NPC community we complain a lot, but I still think like as far as like what this thing can do, like standalone, it's like the best thing that you can get out there. I don't, and
Hmm.
I'm like a gearhead, so
Yeah.
I've looked into like so many different things. The closest
Yeah.
thing to an MPC to me is like basically buying like a workstation keyboard, like something like a motif, where you can like
Hmm.
sample stuff in, but then you have like the power of like all the sounds like inside the box. That's about the closest thing I can get because like
Most definitely.
even with the NPC, like with the auto sample, like if you want to auto sample your VSTs and stuff like that, that
Yeah.
actually works pretty good. So
Yeah.
I guess I have
Hey,
somebody
who you
peeping
got some
in.
kids peeking in now?
Nah, it's probably my peoples.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Yeah, definitely, man. It is like, I think, as far as in my opinion, I don't think you can really argue with it. Maybe there's a couple boxes out there, but like standalone, stand all in one, to say, not just standalone, but all in one. Like if you really just had money for one piece, or really just wanted to do it like I'm trying to do, just one machine, this is it.
hmm
And yeah, the
they
auto
got people
sampling is
trying to
great.
come for they got people trying to come for the title though. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, I don't care. Yeah, I mean, you said the closest thing was like a workstation. I was thinking machine.
Yeah,
I was just
machine. That's
thinking the
what I'm
same thing that
saying.
you.
That's what I'm saying. They
Yeah.
trying to come for the title, but they're just not. Like I like what they did with the RAM and stuff
Huh.
like that. They made it more powerful because, like, back to you, what you was talking about. In order for them to like be able to load this thing, like you could probably load like multiple plugins and stuff in here, but in order for you to be able to utilize those in the way that you would, like, you would have to have more RAM. I don't think 2 gigs of RAM is gonna really cut it unless they really like compress the you
Hmm.
know the plugins that they're putting in here. So like the next iteration like of like these machines, like which I'm hoping they start with the X first, you know what I'm saying? And don't do some crazy stuff with like some other machine and bring it like, I hope
Well,
they like redo like the X2. I hope the X2 is like something that has like that's capable of doing something like
yeah,
that. You know what I mean? But you would need more RAM because the RAM and the processor is what like processes
right.
like all the
Sure.
they don't have
Yeah.
to make it beautiful. We know Akai is not good at making like their plugins like super beautiful. They just
It's
looking to
what,
be
like the
able to basic.
interface of them.
Yeah, the interface and that
Uh,
that cuts down on like processing power and
yeah.
RAM and stuff.
I
So
think the Air ones look decent. I mean,
they
I
look
haven't been on software in a long time, so
man,
to compare.
so looking at like complete 12 instrument like software and then going to like Akai,
Oh,
it's like
we talking about plugin, yeah, instrument
yeah,
plugins. I'm thinking, for some reason, I'm thinking of the effects, but yeah, because
even
that's what I'm talking.
effects, man. Like think about it. You remember Fruity Loops, right? The 7 band EQ is like
Uh huh.
beautiful, man. Like how you can go in there. Like I mean,
Yeah.
Akai could do that too. They could go in there and make it like touch screen, and then you can interact with the bands, the different bands in there, and
You
make
know,
it look beautiful. But
Speaking of that, one thing I would like to see, not just software based, would be to see like external dedicated hardware that's pre-mapped for standalone. So like
okay,
have a like a mix like a mixing surface that's already pre-mapped to all the air effects and all that stuff, and it knows, what is your highs and lows and what's your threshold on a compressor and like gain and all that kind of stuff. I think
okay.
that would be amazing if they could do. I'm sure they could. I just don't know if maybe that's like uh I guess could make them money, whatever that takes them research for, as far as what's economical, not economical necessarily, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I think it would
Sometimes
be
it's
dope.
about money.
Yeah, it is about money, but they got like if they're willing to partner with people, they got a lot of controllers out there that are like capable to do it right now, like
Sure.
the soft tube control or command
Yeah.
one or whatever. It's like a I forgot like but it's basically like a channel strip, what I'm saying,
Yeah.
controller, what I'm saying. And then now they made it with the faders too. Like, if they reached out, I'm sure if they reached out to a company like that, they could, partner like and have the software like integrated in there because they've already been able to do that with like with Pro Tools, what I'm saying, some of the in the box stuff and Like now
Hmm.
you can do it with like Apollo, like the control center on or command
Yeah.
console, Apollo console. Like you
Do
can use that stuff with Apollo console now too.
Do you own something like that, like a mixing surface that will actually now would something like that work with the software, with the
Well,
MPC software?
it should because it's just like software mapping. It's
Sure.
still
Yeah.
like like at the end of the day, like what's in the NPC, like it's hardware. So like you can take it by yourself. That's what makes it hardware. But the internals, like what runs is actually software. You know what I'm saying? So that's why with the processor and all that stuff in there, I'm pretty sure they could do it, but it might. Like I said, like it might take a little bit more processing power. So that's why we would probably need a better processor,
Mm,
and we would need like more RAM, just more RAM and a better processor, and it
yeah.
would be like a
So
huge leap for like Akai if they
yeah,
could
so
do that.
we're looking at that would have to be a whole new piece of hardware, like you
Yeah,
said, an MPCX2 possibly.
yeah. I own
So
an Avid Mix, you know what I'm saying, and you know, like
well,
that thing is amazing. Like if they could do something because I'm not um like a mouse clicky dude. Like I hate using stuff like that. I'm like, I'm kind of like in a mix between like hardware and like software where I like the what the software can do, but I
mhm,
still want to physically touch things. So like these faders on here are like great, they're motorized and stuff and they map like to like my Logic and my Pro Tools like
yeah, that's awesome.
seamlessly. So
Yeah,
if they could
yeah,
do something like that for like MPC, that'd be like definite game changer in my
for
in
sure.
my perspective. So
No, definitely. Um, since we're kind of talking about hardware, why don't we speculate on that too a little bit? Did you see that leak? I don't know if it was real or not, but it was something I think someone found in the code of the either the latest NPC software or it was the Force, and it was like an image of a keyboard that kind of looked like a hybrid keyboard Force thing.
I did see that.
What
I
do you know
did see
about that?
that. You know, I'm like you, I just saw the picture. I didn't really look into it
Yeah.
much. But at the same time, I thought that would be intriguing. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
it's actually something dope that I think like because I'm not really a big fan of the Force like at all. Like if I had a choice between getting like an NPC like X or
Yeah.
Force or Live, I'm picking NPC all
Sure.
day. You know what I'm saying? But like um with the Force, if they added like the keyboard onto it and stuff like that, that'd be like something I might have gas for that one, man. I might, you know. It
Yeah.
just depends on how capable they make it too, because again, like as far as me, how I feel, I just don't want the same thing just like mixed up, like give us some new features, man. You know what I'm saying?
All
Give
right.
us like more RAM, give us a better processor, give us,
Yeah.
more, because I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just maybe I'm being selfish or whatever.
Being greedy.
Yeah, we're being greedy. We're spoiled.
Yeah.
NPC
I don't.
NPC users are we're spoiled, man.
Yeah. I don't know. I get in that mind state and I just start looking around at different stuff. But um, I don't know. I usually feel like that's it in creative blocks for me when I start looking at things with different features or just different gear that could somehow like spark my creativity.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed. This usually comes with a little bit of creative block, beat block, or whatever, writer's block, that kind of thing. Um, but yeah, always welcome new stuff. So I kind of want to look in the chat and see what's going on in there because I know people
Yeah,
have
we do
been
have a lot of comments in
spitting
there.
out some messages. So um, yeah, let me
Wow, we got a lot of messages. I didn't
let's
even
do some shout
realize.
outs real quick. Antoine, what's up? I can't pronounce your last name. I won't try. Dumb Jezza, welcome back, man. Thanks. Nice to have you here.
Jezza, what's up, bro?
Um, okay. I'm gonna look for some comments that have some possible things that you've heard.
Okay, while you doing that, I'll finish the shout outs. We got Bryant Wally here. What's
Arranger
up?
mode, J A. Is it J A or Ja? Do you know?
I'm not sure,
Ja.
but
I'm gonna say Ja. What's up, man? Arranger mode is something that you heard of as a possibility. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I would
arranger
like that. What's
arranger
that?
mode has to come. Like I'm
It
just
has
saying.
to.
I'm just saying
Yeah.
if they gave it to the force, we gotta have it. And that's because I like when I use the MPC,
Yeah.
like I use it and I make beats in it, but I even though there's been multiple beats that I've mixed in the MPC and I've been able to make them, because if you know how to mix, you know how to mix. But, as far as like the enjoyability of it, it's been like, I would say like a 3, you know.
Because
I rather export it and put it into
to arrange it.
yeah, I rather put it in Logic Pro and arrange it in Logic Pro
So you're not a
all
fan
day.
of like song mode, is what you're saying.
I'm not a fan of song
Eh,
mode.
I remember my days of Logic, and that does the arranger mode has appeal because of that. Because I remember just the way I would build, and
Yeah,
I always still build the same ways, and like everything is stacked. It's just
yeah.
usually a 4 8 bar loop, and it's stacked. And then even in Logic, when I worked in Logic, and then I'd start copying and then cutting things out and stuff.
Hmm.
And I think yeah, it's a efficient way of doing things. But I kind of do like song mode, although I don't tend to like I don't finish a lot of stuff still. Like arrangements and
Yeah,
so the arranger would probably get me there, but I do like song mode in or not having that because it is a bit of a challenge. And
yeah.
now I'm thinking more of like creating arrangements without even using song mode and just picturing it in my head and doing each sequence by sequence and just knowing what to leave out or what to do differently to add and build. So I mean, I always like those kinds of things, but the arranger would definitely
Yeah.
help me and probably a lot of people get a lot more done. So
Yeah,
I would welcome that.
I
Yeah,
can see the appeal for that too though. I mean, like honestly, like the reason why especially somebody like me who wants to have things like simpler, like simplistic and stuff, because like with the arranger mode, you can do stuff quicker.
yeah,
It's not about like if you really want to take your time because that's what you really want to do in all aspects. Like if you could
yeah,
you know, sit there, marinate the beat, you know what I'm saying, feel it, get all up in there, turn, light your candles and stuff and
yeah,
whatever you you know, whatever do whatever you do to get yourself in the mood. But in all, reality, a lot of people just don't have enough time.
right. Yeah, that's true.
We're all trying to balance especially
Yeah,
I know you're the same way, you're trying to balance family, you're trying to balance work, and then you're
for
getting in
sure.
here and you're doing the YouTube thing and then you're trying to make beats as well. So like when you're doing all that stuff, it's
Definitely.
like you gotta if you want to be able to finish stuff, you got to be able to get to it quick. And the MPC is a great tool to get like ideas going and stuff because you can just jump on that drum beat like right
Yeah,
now, what I'm saying, you can
for sure.
like chop stuff and edit stuff like right now. But where I feel like the MPC is lacking is when it comes to like the mixing part, because for like the the song arranger and stuff, or like the song mode, you do have to like kind of take your time and think about how you're going to put everything, because you can't physically see it and you have to put it in blocks, and then when you're
Yeah,
putting it in order like on the sheet, you got
right.
to know where everything is, but that
Yeah,
that just comes with organization and stuff too, like, but it's still slower than you know, with a
yeah,
with a dog, because I can just put in there, bam, bam, bam. Like I can just copy like one sequence, bam, 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 and
yeah.
then
Good
like
point.
just take everything out and cut stuff. Like it's just quick.
Yeah. You just sold me on the arranger mode because we don't need to be wasting no time. I
Yeah,
got like kind of a purist mind state sometimes, and you want to just do things that are like because it's music. I want to hear it and feel
yeah.
it, right?
You're not wrong though.
And I feel like that challenges my skills and builds it up a little bit more if I could
Hmm.
do it that way. Like my romantic perspective is like just finger drumming the whole beat out, and having
Hmm.
the whole
Yeah.
arrangement and shit.
Oh
But
yeah. I mean, you're
but
not wrong. It's just like it's always time that limits us to like our creativity. I mean, like some of the most creative people, like people had like time to be creative.
yeah,
Like Kanye West and those guys, they spend all the time in the studio, man. Like you're gonna make something that's classic when that's what you do. like when that's all you can, when that's all you got to do, and you got the time to do it, you know.
Yeah.
So, but you know, because that's what music is to us, right? It's like for me, it's like therapy, you know, too. Like not only do I love music, I just, you know, I find it therapeutic in like
Hmm.
certain ways, you know.
Yeah, most definitely. Me too. Me too. I was gonna respond on that, but I don't want this to be about like a, I don't know,
Yeah,
a
I feel
deeper.
you.
I don't want to go too deep down that whole philosophical mind state,
Yeah,
but I can
that could be
definitely
another
go there.
video.
Yeah, yeah, we can definitely do that on another one. But yeah, a little more shout outs. Perry, what's good? Sean Diggs, Bryant,
Elijah, we got L Chops in here.
there we
Mister
go.
Mister Pirate Brain, what's popping?
What's good? Stanford Thomas.
We
Okay.
got Ghetto Styles in here.
Ghetto
Ghetto.
Styles was good. You better keep silent, Ghetto.
Yeah,
All right. Um, yeah, I wonder what he knows. All right.
yeah.
So
He
do we have
probably got a book.
any other speculative comments here? Things you've heard? The
Let's see.
Force is the future. I love it, but my live is a different machine. Okay.
That is entirely true, but it's still the same machine. It's what. How did Kobe Bryant say?
I don't
Can you
know.
be the Can you be the same person but a different beast? What did he say on that commercial?
I don't quite remember
it,
that.
it was the Kanye West commercial with Kobe Bryant. He was like,
Really? Oh
yeah,
man, I missed
you
that
seen
one.
that? Yeah,
I'm gonna have to look that up.
he was like, can you be the same animal but a different beast? And Kanye was like, what the are you talking about?
Kanye said, what the?
Yeah, you gotta watch it. It's a good commercial.
Nice.
Look
New
it up.
synth engines for 3.0.
Felipe back. What's up, man?
What up, Philip? Felipe?
Yeah.
Better
Back.
time stretch. Are these requests or things you've heard?
Yeah.
More effects. Have you heard that? Because that'd fit in my category of wants, my wish list. More workflow for audio tracks. What do you mean, Stanford Thomas? More workflow for audio tracks. Um, so what do we have with audio tracks right now? So is it 8 audio tracks within the software as well?
Um, you know what? I'm not entirely sure on that. I thought it might be a little bit more on the software, but I
Do
know
you
you only get 8
do you
for
even bother with them? Do you use them at all?
I don't really because I
Yeah.
mean everything that I basically record as audio I like bounce to a sample anyway. But most of the stuff that I'm recording as like audio I'm using as I'm planning on either chopping it, you know. There's only been a couple
Gotcha.
times like that I've used like audio, but I strayed
Hmm.
away from it because I didn't know how to use it in the arranger mode. You know what I'm saying? Or like when I was exporting it, but I figured that out like later.
Okay.
So, you know, like it's something that I could utilize, but like most of the time when I'm recording like stuff in there, like if it's mainly like guitar and stuff like that or
Yeah.
whatever, and then I'm like planning on chopping that up so it turns
Yeah.
into
Go
samples.
just go on a pad or something.
Hmm.
Yeah, I can't imagine too many people that are that use software too would really bother with the audio tracks. Um,
I mean,
but for
for mainly
me,
for vocal recordings, then you
yeah,
know more
exactly.
than 8 audio tracks would be needed. You know.
Right. So, Stanford Thomas, I did a video on audio tracks and recording vocals, and I actually thought the workflow was pretty nice. Like once I figured out how to use the Q links in there.
Yep.
Like once you learn that, it's pretty nice workflow.
That was a
So,
good video too.
appreciate
They
it.
should definitely
Yeah,
check it out.
yeah, and I want to do a lot more of that, but I haven't. I just haven't jumped into it. But let's keep going down. Um, Machine Plus can compete with MPC. Okay, we'll keep that there. Is that what up, yo? Would definitely like hybrid synth tape emulation, visible VU meter, but it's fire without. Okay, so it's on the wants. Um, are they putting a new arranger mode? No one knows.
Ghetto Style says, "I've heard things, possibly, maybe."
Are you at the bottom there? I'm like still scrolling.
Yeah.
MPC ONE XL. Yeah, I would like to see a new hardware. Um, you're saying X2 you would like to see, and you would jump on that if there was a
Oh,
new X.
I still want to get the original X, man, because like
Yeah.
it reminds me so much of like the Renaissance, man. And like honestly, if I had the X, I might like edit more things, or like mix more things down in the X because
Oh,
like the Q links are
yeah.
so like
That looks
useful,
nice. That
you
looks
know.
very useful.
Yeah. The Q
Definitely.
links they do a lot with the X, like, and then like
Right.
you know, like
And you can you
oh,
do you can do it all from sorry, you can do it all from the hardware, right? And like click through the
yeah.
functions, and then you see them pop up on the key links.
Everything is mapped because the way that the way that the MPC does everything, it's like in 16, so it all maps to like the pads, most of it. And then like when you're
Yeah.
doing mixing and stuff, like the Q links, like link to the all the mixing stuff for channels linked
Right.
to the Q links in 16s.
Yeah.
So it's like really dope. I also like the physical buttons for like doing stuff like note repeat and stuff like that. That's one thing that I really or I really miss on my Renaissance. It's like being able to do note repeat with the physical buttons
What
versus
is so
like
it's like where it's like
touch
one
screen.
button, two button, three button. It's like actual one
Yeah,
eighths, 116, 132s, like right
yeah,
under the screen. Is that how it was?
yeah. It was like right on the screen,
I mean,
like
it's still the
F1.
same, but you're saying with physical buttons,
Yeah, with the
right?
physical buttons, it's easier to click the buttons. Sometimes, like I mess up, like when I'm doing it
So
with
the
the
X has those buttons.
yeah, the X has those
Okay.
buttons. They're like F1 buttons, like underneath the screen.
Yeah, yeah. Cool.
Yeah, I missed that. I really missed that. You know what I'm saying? But it's just
Yeah,
it's just the click tactile feel too of it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. And that's one reason why I went with the MPC one. It's got a lot more buttons. And I
Yeah,
was using the 500, and a lot of it is just muscle memory, I think. And it's just a theory of mine that like with the physical buttons you get better at moving quickly, that muscle
mhm,
memory kind of thing. I could be wrong, just all in my head and all that, but yeah, I feel like without looking, because when you don't have those buttons, you're looking at the touchscreen, right?
right.
You know, if you
Yeah.
hit the menu button, or do you know where to click on the screen without looking at it? I don't
Uh,
know. If you just examine yourself when you're navigating around your MPC Live, are you like clicking the screen without looking? You know what I
uh,
mean? It is a different in a way. It is a different thing when you have those physical buttons. You just know where they're at. Like,
it is. I usually use I use the pads, like the pad shortcuts. So
oh,
like you
okay,
said, it's all map in 16. So like I pretty much know like where all the stuff is or which pad
okay,
like it would show up on like the
for
screen.
sure.
So
Yeah,
I'll just do like
uh, and
what is that
tell us
browse.
again, yeah, how you do that.
Okay, so you basically go to like
You're looking though. You're looking a little too hard.
that's
Just
because I'm
messing.
look I don't have
I'm
it
just
on.
messing with you.
I don't have my NPC on, but you push menu and then the pad that like
Okay.
corresponds to where you want to go. So
Yeah, for
you'll
sure.
push menu and then once you push you will push menu, hold menu, and then push the
Yeah,
pad that
and
corresponds.
that's a lot like the older NPCs were. Anyways, you would hit the shift button
Hmm.
and then press a pad. I think you can just click the shift button, it would start blinking, and then you just hit a pad, and then it would take you to that screen.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
dope. Cause I kind of don't like the fact because if I could do it with one hand, it would be sweet if I could just do it with one hand. So like if I could just hold like menu or like just push menu and then hit the pad. You might be able to do that. I never tried it. I just always assume you had to hold
Double click. I think
double
if you
click.
double click shift, possibly it'll
Actually,
it'll
let
it'll
me turn my NPC on. Yeah.
yeah. If you double click, everything starts blinking. Look, let me see if I can show you. So here's the shift button. Everything's blinking,
Okay.
but no, nothing did anything there.
Did they do anything?
No, it's
Now
just Vegas mode.
hold menu, and
Oh,
then
it's menu.
yeah,
Oh,
hold
okay.
menu.
Well, like hold menu, and then yeah, you can do.
Yeah, and that's
So
easy
what
because like especially for like browsing and stuff like that.
yeah,
Like what I'm saying, like when I want to get to my my samples and stuff like that, instead of
yeah.
like hitting menu and then going to browse and then stuff, you just hit menu like past 16.
Yeah, well, that's a definitely good tip
Yeah,
to know.
yeah.
See what else we got in here. We got a lot of
Yeah,
wish
we
list
got,
type of stuff. We may just move on to that.
yeah. Let's move on to it because everybody like wants Christmas every day. So let's see what
Okay.
everybody's talking about.
All right. You want to go ahead and take a look through?
Yeah. Let's see what kind of. Okay, so L Chaps. I was just reading through some of the stuff.
Let me touch on that. More effects, because I want that as well. I think that would be nice. I think if you're a standalone user, even if you're not, if you're a hybrid user, which a lot of people probably are, then yeah, I mean, no matter what, you're gonna welcome that. I think, but as a standalone user, I think that's what I desire. I think most as an MPC as it is, I think it has just about everything that I could need and want. So I'm happy if it never really changes. Um, I would welcome the new instrument plugins, but I desire the effects plugins a lot more because at least I have key groups. And
Right
while the functions may be limited on what you can do with them, I think it's good enough with some nice effects. You can come up with some nice sounds. So
now,
more effects.
what specific effects would you like?
Um, I always wanted like the frequency analyzer, like a visual frequency analyzer, so I know where my sounds are hitting, and I could do some mixing and like I think it's called like notch EQ, so you can like dip stuff out and just that. What else? Maybe like a 31 band EQ that I could drop like on the master or something. Yeah, just a few different things like that. I don't know. We didn't really think
I
about
want a 7 band like parametric EQ, like I talked about, like one
it.
that's interactive with the screen. I love my EQs. I would like to really see like a 7 band like
And what do you
EQ.
mean when you say interactive with the screen? What would that look
So,
like?
like when you like you would be able to because they have this like and I keep going back to software. Like I have an iPad, and that's
Mm-hmm.
one thing that I link to. So I go between my iPad and then my control surface. But like on my iPad, they have like Logic Control or Pro Tool Control. You know what I'm saying? And like you can
Mm-hmm.
actually go in there. Like on the Logic one, you can go into like the EQ, and you can see the bands, and then you can
Mm-hmm.
move them like with your fingers. Like you can do
Okay.
finger gestures to move the bands up and down,
Yeah,
and then
for
you
sure.
can like do pinch the zoom to like widen the band, like how thin you want the band to go. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? And then just move it back and forth for like the
Got it.
frequency you want it on. So
Okay.
like
Now, does that give you a visual of where stuff is hitting too? I think it
yeah,
does, right? So
yeah, it
yeah,
does.
so that would be nice in a way. That's like kind of like the real time frequency analyzer that I'm talking about, but with an EQ built into it.
Yeah, because
So
when I'm
yeah.
mixing, the first thing that I do on like all my tracks is like take out either the high end or the low end. So if it's
Mm-hmm.
something that's low, I take out like the highs because I don't want those frequencies mixing. So you know what I'm saying? Like, or if it's something that's a higher instrument on the higher spectrum, then I take out the low end, you know.
Yeah,
So like just being
definitely.
able to do that real quick, take the band, and then move it over would be dope,
Yeah,
you know,
cool.
just doing stuff quick.
Yeah, and I'm thinking like it'd be nice to have like more creative type of effects, if that makes sense. Like maybe some more lo-fi type of stuff, maybe a vinyl sim kind of thing, because I'm a vinyl sim junkie.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. It'd be cool if they could emulate stuff. You know how they do with software, you emulate certain old hardwares and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Those kinds of things.
You know,
So
they got. I know something that a lot of people want too, and something that I want too is like some way to glide, like do glides easier.
within
But
the key groups,
yeah,
like 808 bass glides, that kind of thing,
hmm
or
yep, 808 bass glides. But I mean, like even like like if you're doing like different instruments, if like with glides that like actually like
hmm I think you have some ability with the synthesizer plugins.
yeah, they have like a
And
glide effect in there, but
yeah, but key groups it's a little more limited. Although I've seen some workarounds. I think even Ficus Beats had this video where Marcello, he goes by
yeah,
Marcello
yep,
now.
Marcello, yeah,
I think he had a video that it was like a hidden parameter, like within. I don't know what screen you went to, but figured out a way how to do it. You
Yeah,
know.
I seen that, and that was actually like intuitive. You know what I'm saying? I I don't know though. It still feels like it's too much.
Right.
Like I want simple. You know?
Right. I know. Whether when there's other options out there, it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
we want that.
Like put it on a Q link. You know, if I can use the Q link, or if I can like like FL has a great way to like glide stuff. You just put it like over. You have them overlap, and then you just push like the actual like note
Yeah.
and like have a setting, and they'll like automatically glide.
Let me if you could, can you run this for a second? I have a call I need to take.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll go through the comments and
Okay.
answer people.
I'm gonna put you on a solo layout real quick.
All right. So while we're waiting for Lifted Noise to get back, let me go through the comments. First of all, welcome everybody here. Like if we didn't say it already, if you just joining us, we're just going through speculation and stuff like of what we want to see with like MPC 3.0 and like the new features like that people might have heard. So I'm gonna just go through the comments right now and see what people are saying. So we got Brian Wiley says I've been completely out the loop. Did not even know there was an update coming. Well, the update isn't here yet. We don't know when the update drops. Like NPC, then they don't really do a good job of letting you know when the updates are gonna drop. So you know, this is just speculation. I think we're on 2.9.1 or something like that as far as like software, but they could do like 2.9.2, 2.9.5, even before we get to like 3.0. So just to let you know that. Ja, sup gents, what's up, man? Arranger mode, yeah, arranger mode. Hopefully, we looking for that. More sound engines would be nice, Perry. You know what I'm saying? We can only hope. Yeah, same here. The force is the future. I think Lifted already read that. I don't know, man. I still think NPC is very capable, and I just like, I don't know, the pads for some reason on the force like do something to me. It's too many. I think it would be great for like certain applications, but like for like the whole thing, I don't know. Let me see. Do
Yeah.
things.
I think I heard someone say that like the Force originally was supposed to be called the Live or something like that because it makes more sense since it's like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
built like Ableton to fit with Ableton Live, right? Or it's like a similar
hmm
design in a way.
yeah. That
So I
would
don't
that
know
would
what
make
happened there.
sense. That would make sense. You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of people saying that like they want better time stretch. They want new sim engines for 3.0. We
Hmm.
got more effects. Need more workflow. I think you read that.
Yeah.
Uh, hybrid synth. Like, oh man, like he just touched on one. Elijah.
Uh
Like
huh.
I don't like the hybrid synth is a air like instrument.
Oh, is it?
Why do we not have that in standalone? Like hybrid is a dope plugin. I'm not even going front. Like I really enjoy using. I've been using hybrid since like earlier days of like Pro Tools,
Hmm.
because like the air effects come with like Pro Tools too. So like like hybrid was one of those plugins that you could get to come with like the Pro Tools, and it's actually a dope synth. So they definitely should put that in there.
Okay.
I don't know why it's not already in there if we have like air effects. Like we have like hybrid like on like what I'm saying, standalone.
Yeah. I
That's
think
one.
it's just they're just trying to create some kind of exclusivity so that there's some incentive to buy this versus that, you know?
Yeah. But I
That's my
mean
guess.
if it already comes with like the air effects and like hybrid, like when you buy the NPC now, like you get hybrid for free. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh,
like
you do. You get it for
yeah,
the
you get it.
software.
You get it
It's
for the
not
software.
standalone.
It's
Huh.
not standalone, but
Yeah, that's weird.
you get the air effects, like and I do
Hmm.
actually like some of the air effects. Like you got like the air reverb and stuff like that. Like those
Yeah.
are actually pretty good. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So like if they have all that stuff in standalone, they should have put hybrid standalone too. Like that was one of the things that like actually made me mad. I was like, why? It's just a
Yeah,
thing.
it doesn't make too much sense since it's possible. It's already in the forest standalone, and you get it for free. Why not? Like,
Yeah.
so we might get it, right? I think that's what I. That was one thing that I heard was speculated, but that was like back in what's it called? What was January at that
January.
the music convention.
Mm-hmm.
Nam is it
Oh yeah,
Nam?
Nam show.
Yeah,
Nam. Yeah, Nam show.
Nam. I don't
One day I want to meet all you guys there. Like I
Yeah,
told me and I am
um,
site, we have like a dream of like having like that, like the tech YouTubers do. Like where
yeah,
we all meet up at like Nam show.
that would be
And
cool.
yeah,
I've
back in
actually
chat too.
I've been one time, so I
You been
mean
one time?
I've been there once,
You're
and
lucky
I
ducky.
think that was what were they? Because I went to the Kai booth and I think I was messing around, but I forget what it was that I was messing around with. And it wasn't the live; it was earlier than that. It might have been the touch, or I don't know. I think it was a year when Akai also put out like record players, like Bluetooth record players. I guess that was their
Oh
thing.
shit.
It was like, mm.
Okay.
uh, but yeah, they had something. It might have been like the studio, the MPC studio. This was like back in 2015, I think. But yeah, I'd like to go back, man. It's a nice little vibe over there.
We got plugins as a wish list. Hopefully,
Yeah.
they said they could change
Ne-
the OS to use the SSD for virtual memory. That works. That works pretty good for computers. But
uh,
I don't know if they would want to take like the OS and be able to have the OS like switchable between like the hardware and like on a SSD because then you could copy it anywhere.
okay. I thought you were referring to maybe like RAM or something, but I'm not. I don't know about this kind of tech stuff too much about like
Oh,
specs
he's
and
saying using the SSD for virtual memory. Okay.
okay. Yeah, I'm not too like I don't understand all the language too much.
MPC
Someone
MPC
said
One Mini.
yeah, I would go for a mini.
What would
So
that look like though?
even more portable. I don't
That's
know.
crazy though.
MPC 500. I don't know how that would work with the screen though. Like
Yeah,
would you have
maybe it just
like
be
a
all
phone
screen.
sized like a screen like this maybe,
Oh yeah,
you know,
that
something a
wouldn't
little
be that
smaller.
wouldn't be too bad, man. I
That
mean,
might work.
as long as they put like a battery in it and made it like
You know
truly
what?
portable.
I you, I think I got this weird view of the Force the other day, and it was just how it's like this top section with the screen, and then the
Yeah.
bottom section has the pads, and I
Hmm.
was like, I imagine that being uh an NPC, like a mini NPC. It's just really the screen, and then it
Oh
had
wow.
little pads on it. So
Oh
that'd be
okay.
interesting.
That would be pretty dope, but that would probably cost a lot because when you go smaller, everything gets more expensive. The smaller things
Okay,
are, the more expensive it is because the engineering is more hectic to be able to
okay,
fit all the components in one spot or
gotcha.
like one area like that. You know,
Yeah,
that's why phones are not like $300, like the really nice ones, because they have
yeah,
to pack all that technology in like this little
sure.
thin
Yeah,
like bezel.
it was like my last phone cost just as much as an MPC.
I know.
It's crazy.
The phone I want to get like costs more than the NPC, and I'm like,
Really?
yeah, like I'm iPhone all day, so like I want the new iPhone, but I want the maxed out one.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
that
it'd be
looks
great for
nice.
YouTube videos too.
Definitely.
Yeah, but
So L
that's
Chops is
pretty
saying next machine needs a built-in mic. Keep the speaker and portable battery. Make it smaller. Built-in
Said
mic.
the next NPC or the next machine.
I think he meant MPC.
Yeah, I would like
Yeah.
to see I would like to see them put like at least like one like XLR like
Yeah.
input on the NPC like live or something like that,
That would be
or even
nice.
on the one.
Phantom
Like just
power.
make it like a combo jack like they have on like most things like where you can plug in a line or
Yeah.
you can plug in like a XLR.
I mean the
And
X has it, doesn't it?
yeah, the X has two.
It has phantom power
Yeah,
as well. Yeah.
the X has two of them, so you can plug in two mics to that thing, and the plus it still has like your standard line ins too. So like
Yeah.
your stereo line in.
Yeah.
which is pretty dope. The X is a beast, bro. I ain't even gonna like. I'm so like every day. I wish I could make enough money to buy an X.
Right. Yeah, I still have to this day have never actually seen one in real life. It's like a
Honestly, I haven't
unicorn.
seen one. I haven't seen one either. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
But it I know, like having the Ren, like like basically how
Yeah,
it operates because the
definitely.
Ren and the X are like basically the same, except with like the X just has a bigger screen, but like they're basically set up pretty much the same way. And it's
Sure.
nice that you got like the readouts on the Q links, so you can actually see what parameters
Yeah.
you're like doing like on the actual hardware. So
Yeah. That's definitely the most appealing part for me with the X is those Q links and dedicated stuff because they do have everything pretty much is mapped up. Like when you put a plug-in on an insert and you click around with your Q link, even with the one or the live, you have
yeah,
function for just about everything in there.
you just have to go through pages instead of just it all being right there.
Yeah,
That's the
exactly.
one thing I like about the X. It's like everything is just right there for you to do what you need to do. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And so it's
Let's
a
see. Someone's saying your audio is quiet. Sounds good to me, but
is my audio quiet?
I think you sound on the same level as I do. But someone's saying you're
Let
a
me
little bit.
see. I sometimes I tend to talk like quiet and like when I'm like away from the mic, like because I got the mic over here. So let me.
Well, I think it's perfect. Yeah, now it's. I mean, it's really solid. I can definitely hear you.
You can hear me now. Hopefully, like I sound a little bit better.
I think it's too loud now.
You think it's too loud? I can turn
Yeah.
it down a little bit. Yeah. How about that?
Well,
Is that better?
yeah, that's great,
Okay.
man.
Hopefully, I sound better. I'll try to talk more into the mic.
Yeah, man. I'm scrolling up. There's so much going on in here.
I know
This is
That's
apparently a
crazy
hot
though.
topic.
I love it.
Yeah. Um. Let me see what makes tracks
Brian Wally
easy.
says it's always about the money. What's always about the money, Brian?
I'm guessing he's talking about certain features they put in and leave out.
Oh yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it's just strategic. You ever finish your track vocals on the MPC one? I didn't, Abdul, but thank you for checking me. I need to.
I heard a new keyboard, not controller, with MPC pads and functions is supposedly on the firmware already.
Yeah, that's what we were referring to earlier. I'm sure.
Okay.
Ghetto
Yeah.
Styles. I have heard things possibly, maybe. I think
Yeah.
you read that already.
Yeah. Ghetto Styles keeping it on the hush hush. That's all
Mr.
right.
Pirate Brain, you got a new toy, Warm Audio, WA273 EQ, Neve mic pre. Cool. MIDI clips on the wish list for Mike T. MIDI clips. Huh.
What does that consist of?
You know what? That sounds interesting. I have this idea because I think I've thought of something that I could name MIDI clips, and it would be like using pads to trigger MIDI sequences.
Mm.
That would then, I guess, the MIDI sequence could trigger another track. I don't know.
But doesn't it kind of do that with like the step sequencer mode? Like isn't that what that does? Or is that just like
Step sequencer is just a different way of programming your MIDI.
okay.
So I don't know. I mean, I don't know what he's talking about. My idea would be to be able to trigger just like an audio sample from a pad and trigger a MIDI clip. So you could have, I guess, the flexibility of interchanging the sounds but still have the same pattern. But I don't know. That's just a thought. I don't know what he's referring to. When is 3.0 dropping? I have no idea. MIDI is whack on the MPC. Um, okay.
Hey, like I would like that to change too because like there's no way. So like let's say you got something like the Unison, preamp bundle or something like that. Some like pack that has like MIDI, like just the MIDI like data in it. There's no good way to import that stuff cleanly into like the MPC without creating new sequences.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Like it would be nice to be able to determine where it goes because it does create a new sequence when you load it.
Yeah.
Um,
And it kind of like messes it like kind of jumbles everything up. Like I've done it like a couple times, and it like makes stuff like different for me. And like
I
both.
actually bought a unison, like a MIDI pack of like jazz chords, because I had a thought this is a good way to use it if you're using the MPC, is not to use it in a way that you might think where you have the sequence, but once you load it, it creates a sequence. What you can do with that is export that sequence to chord progressions, and now you have that within your pad perform, and
See, that's
you can change the chord progression up. I think
yeah,
that's probably the best use case of that, because I don't know of packs like Unison are even the best option when you have, if you're using software,
yeah.
you have other options like Captain Chords, right?
Yeah,
Or
you got scalar. There's like a lot of stuff, but it's just another like to me, I'm just always looking for like different, you know, like different like tools in the arsenal, stuff
yeah.
that I might not ever need, you know what I'm saying? But if I ever do need it, it's like, oh, I remember I got these, I can use them. And speaking on what you was talking about too, like that would be a great video for you to do, because I actually like I seen a video like that a while ago.
Mm,
Somebody posted in the NPC game group, um, and
okay.
for the life of me, I cannot find that video. But he was taking like Unison, like MIDI, like the MIDI from like Unison,
Yeah.
and then turning it into like to like chord progressions.
Yeah.
And
And then
that would be highly useful. You know what I'm saying? Like
definitely.
if you just had like different like ways to like just be it's cheat codes.
Yeah. And it kind of, you don't need to use everything in that pack, because I think if you go to the Unison packs, you have a chord progression and then you have it in different keys.
Yep.
But if you take that one chord progression in that one key and put it um into your pad perform, you can just switch the key,
Yeah.
and it's the same, like chord progression in a
Well,
different key.
I think they set it up though by like how they play it on the piano. So like that would work, but not necessarily, because the ways you play like a G major, like sustain or whatever. Like there's different. There's you got your chord your chord chords, and then like you got your variations or your advanced ones, and they're like be like a, a major like 7 or whatever,
Mhm.
so like when you if you just up that on the on the keyboard, it turns into a totally different like
Yeah,
chord.
I hear what you're
You
saying.
know what I'm
Like the
saying?
chord structure of a major or minor versus
Yeah,
like one with like a seventh in it or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the stuff that I want, because I know how to play basic chords. So I don't need those. I want like the advanced like chord progressions, like for that the stuff that I can't like
Yeah, I
play,
hear
like
what you're saying.
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I want it for.
Yeah, definitely.
Marcelo's up in here. Hey,
All right.
Marcelo, what's
What
good,
up?
man?
What
Yo,
up,
yo.
Marcello? So I don't know where you at. This ghetto style says soon, very, very soon. I think he's responding to El Chaps when 3.0 is dropping. So yes, cool. Ghetto
Track
style
mutes.
track meets. Where you at?
I'm up a little bit, I think. It says L Chop said he wants track mutes.
We have track meets. In what form? We have track. We do have track meets. I'm not sure what specifically.
Yeah. That,
Robert Fat Dust Hex. We do not know if we're getting a Ranger. We're not beta testers. We are just simply speculating. I would say so. I would hope so. Because we've seen it like drop with the Force not too long ago.
Felipe says he said whatever makes tracks easier to deal with, making them a tad less brain dead for ordering.
Tad less brain dead for ordering.
Yeah, probably like for arranging is what he's talking about. Or
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah. I think we all would like an arranger for sure. Um, are we getting dry stream finally? We don't know. So I guess you're talking about what is that? Hard disk streaming. So all your audio, I guess audio tracks would just. I think that would not eliminate the need for. I think the RAM. You wouldn't need this great RAM if everything is streaming directly from your hard drive.
If everything's streaming from your hard drive, well, then
Yeah.
everything would be relying on that hard drive, like, like being healthy too. So
Hmm.
make sure you have backup hard drives if that's the case. And then streaming, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know because they do have a way, like, like you can put like operating systems and stuff on like flash drives and on like external hard drives, and then run them externally, like on your, like, like, let's say that's how like computer people like fix computers. So they'll take like a hard drive and they'll try to run the OS on that computer to like test like different stuff on it.
Hmm.
So like maybe
Okay.
maybe they could create a way where they could put like some type of advanced OS or like MPC like
Well,
software,
yeah.
what I'm saying, like the software, and then like be able to like run it, stream it live, stream it on like
Well,
your Live or X or something like that.
what I've seen people asking for, I think, is basically just audio streaming, hard disk streaming. So, yeah, I don't really know the specifics on how that works or how that would be beneficial. Uh, let's see. The
Soundtrack.
update, Ghetto Styles, the update is for all NPCs from the touch and up. Okay.
Let me see.
Oh, the next update, Philip wants to know, is it 3 or another 2.9? Ghetto Styles 3.0 plus. Ghetto Styles is giving us what he can, it seems like, as a beta
Yeah,
tester.
where are we at right now? I'm so lost
I
in the
know.
trying to get everything because I didn't realize like all these people were like commenting.
Yeah, we got a nice little crowd. It's a party in here for sure.
Yeah, maybe we should like, I don't know, start at the mm, go to the bottom. What up,
Okay.
Lipton Noise, the King of Caesar? Yeah, what's up, bro? Gregor Beats.
Yeah, we're not gonna get to everyone. So,
Yeah,
um, built-in auto tune from Buck 88 Keys K Towns.
the built-in auto tune. Everybody wants the auto tunes these
He put
days.
a LOL at the end of that, so I don't know if he's serious.
We got the T and tell them to like
Oh,
lab with T Pain.
Philip back. Um, better routing for submixes and master automation. Yes, I would like that. And that makes me think of like a different track mixer. So
Yeah.
I think the Force has one. So it's like a linear looking thing rather than the squares, like the pad looking thing. Although I've gotten used to it and like it, it's pretty
So he's
um,
talking about round audio with like better sub mixes and stuff like that.
better routing for submixes. I'm not sure specifically
Well, those are
right
kind of
now.
like used like aux tracks, aren't they? Sub mixes are just basically like routing like
Hmm.
your audio and the MPC like aux tracks, right?
Yeah. So the main thing I really only use it for or have is like I'll put all my drum sounds in a sub mix and then like compress them. Although
That's that's what I
I
use
could
it for too.
yeah. Um, or if I'm running out of inserts, say I have like an instrument program, like a key group, and I'm using all those 4 inserts, I could run it through and then add 4 more if I
Hmm.
need to. Um,
Yeah,
just
that would be
creatively.
nice, giving us more like inputs, like for like the actual like effects. Like if they could give us like six or something,
Oh,
because we got
more
we got four.
inserts. Yeah,
Yeah,
that would be
we got
nice.
four. Like if we can get like two more or something like that, I don't think that would be crazy.
One
You know,
request I seen people put in is the ability to flip your inserts, which I think would be cool because depending on how your inserts are,
that's
you
one of my
know,
big ones.
signal flow it'll affect the sound differently. So
Yeah,
it would be interesting just creatively to switch it up and see how that sounds and stuff.
yeah. Well, for me, it's like sometimes you'll put something like I'll put an insert in there, and then like I won't think I need another one, but once I like get to playing with it, I was like, well, maybe I should add like maybe I should put a compressor in front of this. Well then like you're kind of
Hmm.
f because like if you
Yeah,
got like the
and even if you could just drag it.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if you could
Yeah.
just hold it and
All
like
right.
just drag it down, like
Yeah.
that would
Instead, you
be
got to just delete it and
yeah.
move it.
Then you got to redo the all the settings over again.
Yeah. Yeah. I
So
think you
that's
have
what came
some
to mind.
ability to save. I think you can save settings. Not something I use much of, but like within a plugin
Yeah,
and
but
load it up.
you're not gonna mix every kick or like compress every
No.
kick or every snare or everything like the same way,
Yeah,
you
true.
know. So like just being able to move it would just be just let us move it.
Yeah,
Just
that'd be
put it
good.
in there and just let us freaking move it. Like I don't think that would be that hard, you know.
Uh, do you know
We
anything
could.
about mutable instruments algorithms? Robert Fat Dust is talking.
So is you talking about using like mute like automation?
I don't know.
Because I'm pretty sure you can do that, like in the MPC. Like I use like a lot of the tracks that I've mixed. You know what I'm saying in here. Like on certain sequences, like I would want like something to drop out like right before it like hits the next sequence, and I just like use automation to plug that stuff in. So and it'll create like a mute automation.
Hmm.
So yeah, I don't know if
Uh,
that's what he was talking about, but
yeah. Well, okay. Bufu got beats. My new wish is I want to move loop start marker and end marker at the same time. Yeah. Okay. I guess we'll in your sample edit screen or a loop start. Okay. So I guess guessing I don't know what you'd be. What are you looping like doing key group instruments and stuff? It's coming soon, 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 says Ghetto Styles.
is it
That's
3.0, man?
exciting.
Don't be trolling us.
Um,
Don't be trolling us, Ghetto
King of
Styles.
Caesar seems to be unresponsive. Screen just frozen. You still there, King?
I'm still here. I see you. You see me? I'm
Okay.
doing good. Like I can do some weird shit, like on camera.
I don't know. His screen seems to be frozen. There we go. Coming back in. And we lost you for a
You,
second.
you froze for a second too,
Oh,
but
did
like
I?
you came back quick though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know if I didn't think I did though, because I on my end it looked it fine. So am I back? Am I back,
Yes.
guys?
Am I back?
Am I? Am I?
Uh, Marcello, visual EQ would be dope. Yes, I agree.
That's one of
King of
mine
Caesar
too.
agrees.
16 tracks of audio would be nice. Now you trying to make a whole song on the
Yeah,
MPC.
I think they could do it because right now it's just stereo. I think
Yeah,
audio tracks would be, you could just break them down to mono.
yeah.
So no
I
more
want to do a
red.
video of that.
What's that?
I want to do my own version of a video of like making a song on the MPC.
Okay. Yeah, waiting for that, man. Waiting for your track.
We'll see.
Something we've
Yours,
talked about.
yours was dope. You guys gotta go check out Lifted Noises version. Is
I
it's
appreciate it.
called.
Uh, no more red bars in the software. I'm not sure. And a real UI for the effects. User interface for the effects. I'm not sure what that means. I don't use the software, so
Pay upgrade or nah? That's one thing that I'm wondering too. Big Will Beats brings up a what's the name? Because when we went when if you had like the Ren like me, if you started from like the Ren and the earlier like MPCs, when 2.0 came out, you had to pay for it. So are they gonna make like the MPC users pay for 3.0? Or are
I
they
don't.
gonna give it to us for free? Because I think if they do some crap like make us try to pay for it, I think that would be stupid.
mm, I don't think so. I think I've heard that it would be free. Um, I think Ghetto Styles could tell us. Um, Marcello wants a better limiter, maximizer, soft clipper.
Soft clipper, those are nice. All that stuff, the limiter and the MPC though, it is pretty good. It's just like it just doesn't look appealing, you know.
Yeah. Um,
But it works good. I just spilled water on myself.
Speaking of, I think it would be nice to have. What is the effect called where you it's for like sibilance or for pops? What are
For
those
pops,
called?
or like a de-esser
DS
or
DS or something like that. Yeah,
yeah.
that would be nice.
I thought we
Um,
heard one in there.
Do we
I think it's a air plugin.
really?
Yeah, a de-esser.
Let me
Let me
take a
check.
look. So that would be under what? Like it's a dynamic plugin, right? It's a compressor. A de-esser is like a, as far as
Yeah,
my knowledge, is a frequency specific compressor. So it'll be compressing like those high.
yeah, the high S's and stuff like that. But then like they do have like specific ones that help for like clip. I think I forgot what those are called,
Mm,
but I think we have like a de-esser.
nothing by that. The name of that, as far as on standalone, maybe in the software.
Yeah, because it would have been under it would have been under dynamics. I think we do have a noise gate, but
Hmm.
that doesn't work the same.
Yeah.
Let me see. I don't see it. Air filter gate. I thought we had one in here. That's weird.
Yeah.
Maybe
Uh,
I'm just like mixing my mixing through different stuff together.
Marius Sardan. If the Akai company managed to improve the MPC in standalone mode so that we don't use the PC anymore, it would be ideal. After all, most buyers of Akai MPC are followers of the standalone mode. So pretty much just optimizing it to, being the best it can in standalone,
Well,
close to software use,
well,
what you get out of software.
if you look at the old NPCs though, like what the NPCs can do now today, like it is very like when people say that, man, I'll be like, man, like there's I don't think you're gonna find anything else out there that's gonna do what the NPC does right now. Like as far
Yeah,
as everything it can do, you know what I'm saying? Like
sure.
some stuff on it is definitely stupid, but you know what I'm saying? Like around with like, a lot of different stuff, and I haven't found anything yet
Yeah.
that can do like, what the NPC can do.
And some people don't want to see it go that way. I've seen that the opinion that it should be left as a sampler and stop trying to make it a DAW and just keep it kind of simple. I think the strong point of MPC definitely is the workflow, and that's there. You know,
Yeah.
um, I don't know. It makes me think of like the Roland MV 8800 or 8000,
Okay.
which was something that was like full of features, and it didn't do well.
Yeah.
Probably for the same reason, or maybe it was just the time it came out, but it was trying to be a lot and do a lot of things. So it's kind of what we want out of this now, is we want it to have everything. Um,
Yeah.
but I don't know. It seems to never be enough. I
I
think
think
that's just kind of the human nature of things. You always
yeah,
want more.
we always want more. We're spoiled. But I think now, what I'm saying, like with like, like with today's like music scene and stuff like that, having the capability of doing both is definitely like, where we want to be at, because like even studios now, what I'm saying, you look at studios in the past, all most of studios like were running like, this expensive like hardware, you know, like all these hardware machines and like external like, what I'm saying, processors and stuff like that, tape machines, whatever, what I'm saying. But now you got then everything went into the box, and most of the stuff for a while was in the box. But now these days you're seeing like my studio, I feel like it's a hybrid between like, standalone and software.
Hmm.
And it's like for me it's like kind of the sweet spots, because I have things that I can do that feel like, like, what I'm saying, like back in the day, and I can still get like like my different racks and stuff and run that, but I can also use the power of like my computer and like make it better. And I think that's like the sweet spot, being able to use like both. And then like if you really want, like with my live, if I want to just take it and just go and just do it, I can
Yeah,
do that.
yeah.
So Like even with your MPC, your old MPCs and stuff like that. I don't think any of the old MPCs like had like batteries and stuff in them,
I
right? You
know,
still had to
and
like
that
plug them in, right?
yeah, and that's the thing. That's what's funny is because like the definitions and standards are always changing, and like once you get something, you expect that to be the new standard, and if it
Yeah.
doesn't have it, then it's just not capable. So it's like, yeah, um, and that's something I touched on in a video as well. It's like there's just so many definitions, man, and just creating new standards, and it's just a human nature kind of thing as we advance technology. It's something I was talking to a coworker about the other day, and it's like I was using one of the computers at work, and it was taking like 5 seconds just to do something like on the internet or whatever. And like you remember the days, because I'm old enough to remember the days of dial-up. I was like a kid, but it would take like 5 minutes just for a picture to load. And
Yeah.
like as things get faster, the standard just gets higher,
It just gets
and
higher.
people get more impatient.
Yeah.
And it's like your phone is taking a second to load
Yeah.
something, and you're like, this is a piece of shit. Like what?
Hey, you ain't
So
lying, man. You
yeah,
ain't lying. It's just I mean, things move fast though. I mean, I understand it, but at the same time we can't be like we can't be, too impatient is what you're saying.
right. I
But
think we just need to get busy making music.
yeah.
Because a lot of us get nerdy on like fucking the specs and everything, and then
I'm
we get
definitely a
stuck in.
nerd.
Yeah, I mean too. Like I'm
I'm a
just
I'm a super nerd. Like I probably
yeah.
knew how to use my Renaissance before I even took it out the box because I watched so many YouTube videos
Well,
on
that's just smart, but
it.
that's preparedness. But I guess you can call
Yeah.
that nerdy. But yeah, we just gotta get busy creating.
Yeah.
You know, and we'll stop complaining so much. Find a
Oh,
workaround. That's one of the things I just love too. I mean, I love just finding workarounds. It makes me feel special.
yeah. It
Anyways,
does, man, when you can do that, you know what I'm saying? That's all part of creativity too.
hmm
Like that's why I really wish I had more time to just do stuff. Cause I remember the days when I like before kids and stuff like where I can just like really spend like I used to leave work early and I used to spend like the whole time that would be at work in a chair, like making music and making
yeah,
beats and stuff like that,
yeah,
with my homeboys. So,
yeah.
I barely get like 1 hour these days. But.
And I guess that's why, yeah, I guess that's why we want more out of these things is because time is like becomes even more scarce and shit. And like you
Hmm.
were saying earlier, you want to be able to do things fast because our limitations now are really how much time we have.
Yep.
So we don't, it's cool to like be creative when those what those limitations can do creatively, but don't really have time for that. So
Zach says we should make an EM retro edition colorway now too.
a what?
A EM.
What's a EM?
I don't know. Maybe he's talking about the Ren. Ren, maybe I don't know. Did you see the Supreme
I
MPC
did.
Live too?
I did. I don't like that it's 2 grand. Like I don't care that much. I
I
mean, I
thought I
wouldn't.
thought it looked dope, but
It
two
does look
grand is
cool.
two
It
two
looks
grand is
cool.
too much for me.
One thing I noticed is the retro edition MPC Live 2 that came out was like $100 more when it came out.
Wasn't.
And I think I last looked, they're at the same price now.
I
But
didn't
yeah,
pay I didn't pay more for my MPC Live Gold than I
really,
did. Yeah, the MPC Live Gold was the same price as all the other NPCs. That's one of the reasons why I got it, and it was still like limited.
yeah.
Like I don't know why these companies have to like do a collab and then charge like
Like
extra.
maybe if they made it limited, I don't know if there's a limit on those. I remember back with the 2500, since you said you always wanted to get one of those. Maybe you know
Yeah,
about it.
that's the one I want, the special
They
edition, the white one.
the white one, and there was a limited amount, and they have a
Yeah,
little metal faceplate on it.
five
Would tell you what number of how many. I
five
forget
hundred
how
I think.
was it 500.
It's 500 or 1,000 that they
I
make.
actually had one of those.
Why did you sell that, man?
Because I'm a gear
Arab
nerd.
Music has two of them.
I know. Oh, I don't know, but he's fire. I know he works with that, and I think he's probably still on that. You know why? Because he's
He
busy
does.
making music.
Yeah, he's busy
He
making
ain't,
music.
he ain't thinking about
He has
whether
the
there's
new
hard
ones
disk.
too, though.
Does he?
he has the new ones, but he's still definitely like he does like live shows and stuff still with like his limited edition boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. They got one on Macari I was thinking about, but it's like 2 grand. Like, and I don't know if it's legit or not. You know.
For what? For what? The MPC?
Yeah, the MPC like it's the MPC 2500 limited edition.
Mm,
So and it's supposed to be like 495. I think it was 500 that they made. I think it was like 500 or a
mm.
thousand.
I thought it was less for some reason. I thought it was just a couple hundred, but
Yeah, it's
yeah.
five. It could be 500 then,
You know
but
what? I
that's
kind of want
still
to.
like in the world of music, 500 is not a lot. So
Nah.
you know, in a couple in like some years and stuff like that, like a lot of those are gonna be broke or recycled or whatever, and you're only gonna have like so many, and they're gonna be rare. That's why I wanna. That's why I wanna get one. You know what I'm
You
saying?
still want
If
to
that
pick one of
happens.
those up?
Yeah, I'm gonna like if I start making some of this YouTube money, maybe
Yeah, you get there.
if I start making some YouTube money, maybe. But I've been spending a lot of money on gear period lately, and now I gotta
Heavy.
slow up. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know how it
Uh,
is.
yeah. Hey, what up, No Lid? Welcome to the NPC
I thought we shouted her out
live
already.
clip.
We didn't shout her
I,
out.
well, I didn't. I must have been away. Or I'm just
Our bad,
tripping.
no lid. What's up? We
Um,
got Cupo of Clouds in here.
Mr. Pirate Brain built in Melodyne, something like that would be nice. Audio to Midi, something like that.
Audio to MIDI.
Yeah, you ever heard of that? I think a lot of DAWs have something like that. It's where you can put audio in and it'll recognize the notes and it'll turn it to MIDI, so you could
Oh yeah, yeah,
flip it and put any instrument on there.
yeah. That takes a lot of processing. Hence,
Imagine.
that's why we need a better processor, more RAM on the MPC. We probably could get to something like that. We don't need in the same amount. People like for music, like you don't really need that much, like you know what I'm saying, to get a lot out. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
It makes me think of that collab Marcello and I did back with the MPC 500. It was a 16 megabyte beat challenge. Wait,
16 megabyte.
yeah, what you could do with the MPC 500, 16 megabytes.
Oh
Because
yeah,
that's
yeah,
that's the stock RAM.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, like you know, like the video that I did, even like I just put plugins and on top of plugins and stuff like on, like I was really trying to like see how far I could go. Like I wanted to crash it, you
really.
know. And I still wasn't able to crash, and I probably could keep going if I want to. Maybe I'll do a follow up video
This
on
was with
that.
the
But
live.
yeah, it was with the live. Like I actually like
I need
put
to
like
check this.
I have a video where I just tried to crash it, and I was just putting tracks on tracks on tracks, like with like
Yeah,
you know like with like plugins and stuff on them. I was adding like tube scent to everything and like making like some like it sounds horrible. It's not like great for the ears, but it was
yeah,
just me just like playing some stuff and like using like the different you know the plugins and stuff just to see like how much it can handle, and the MPC can like really like handle a lot, you know.
yeah,
They can handle a tremendous amount. So like if we were able to get like a better processor, we were able to get a better processor and more RAM, I'm telling you it would take this thing like to the moon.
yeah,
And that's just no lie, because you really only need like I would say if we could get something with like 4 to 8 gigs of RAM, you know what I'm saying, on a proprietary software like it has, because the software is engineered to work with itself. You know, it's not like Windows where you know you got different stuff that you know uh, that's relying on. You know, it's just its own proprietary software or OS, whatever. You know, so kind of like how like the chips are for like Apple. They're like all integrated into one thing.
okay,
So
yeah,
if we could get like more RAM, just a better slightly upgraded processor, I believe
yeah.
it would take this thing beyond what it needs to do.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Um, I was on my phone for a minute because I was obsessed with figuring out how many of those MPC 2500s they made, and you were right. They made 500 of them.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I'm obsessed with them, bro. I'm obsessed with them. You know, they're just like I like to have stuff that's different. Like
Yeah.
I just want to have like something that's different, not something that everybody else does. Even if I get something that everybody else has, maybe I'll change something on it. Like you got your MPC one, and
Mm.
what you've done with your MPC one is dope. You know, with all the stickers and stuff on it, how you like made it like for you. You know,
Yeah.
that's the way I like stuff. You know, I
Some
like stuff like
different
for
vibe
me.
for
You know,
sure. Yeah, definitely. Miles says a key finder for samples. I think that's something that seems pretty basic. That would be like almost like a no brainer for a sampler, right?
yeah,
We got tempo detect. How about
yeah,
key detect?
that would be dope. That's definitely something that we need.
Or at least like a built in one of these. Like just have a plug in instrument.
Oh yeah, like
So
a
you know
tuner.
when when you're going in, you know what.
Yeah,
Yeah, like a virtual tuner.
I see somebody says better mastering tools. Philip, formed by.
Yeah. Sure. I don't have too much experience with mastering. I use the air maximizer on my master just to get a little more loudness, I think it works good. I mean, I don't really have too many things to compare it with. I usually put like a an air channel strip at the top of my master and do a little bit of light compression. I feel like it sounds better
Okay.
that before it hits the limiter on the fourth insert on the master.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
something that I've
Because
experimented with.
all of them, like on every project you do, it has like a limiter on the master, right? Like it's like the
On
master is on the fourth input, right? On every master, right?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Um, what do you mean though specifically?
Like when you go to the master track in here, like if you go in there, isn't there like a limiter on there?
It's not on there. You have four inserts on your master, just like you do for every pad or every program.
Oh, I thought it was
So
in there. That's me mixing up stuff again.
yeah,
Cause
it's not like already on there. But
we
that's
got
just how I
Matthew
go.
Stratton in here.
What up, Matthew?
What about MPC X dash XL 8 core processor, 32 gigs of RAM, low NEVST plugin, maybe?
I'm gonna let you run this for a second. I gotta go take a little break.
Okay. That would definitely be amazing. If they could do that, that would be amazing, man. Like for real. Like if you 16 to me, 16 gigs is all you would need. 16 gigs, maybe like some type of like multi-core. You don't even really need multi-core processor. You just need a processor that has like really fast single core processing, because with music, like with video editing and stuff, like you can like different things that use like different cores and stuff like that, but with like music, everything is linear, so it's going to use up one core before it even goes to the next. So if we have like single core processing, like that would be like really fast single core processing on the next processor, that would be great with like 16 gigs of RAM. Custom scales, built-in tuner, these are all good. What's up, Chris? Welcome to the chat. Yep, I agree with you, Zach. Better CPU for RAM time stretch. Much love to you, Makai. Step sequence. Let me see. Where am I at? This thing keeps going. Sequence. Yeah, arpeggios, definitely. Arranger, this stream. I'll have to check that out. Yeah, a supercomputer. That's what that would be. Like if we had an NPC that was that capable, it would definitely be a supercomputer. Um, you want what Matthew wants, Ghetto? That's what's up. Everybody's saying what's up to Matt. Yeah, Matt's the man. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of great people in here today. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people that I've seen, like a lot, and that's great, man. The community is amazing. No, a lot of expansions already have compression. Yeah, right. A lot of expansions already do have compression. They have a lot of instruments for standalone, but yeah, you know what I'm saying. If they had more, it would be great. They do have like more air instruments that come. Well, no, we don't. You're right, bro. We don't have air instruments. We have a lot of air effects, but we don't have a lot of air instruments. They do make some good instruments as well. Six
Uh,
core processor. I'm just kind of going through like the stuff like that
For
they're
sure.
commenting on. And he says you want six core minimum. Six core would be great. The only thing, like I said before, is like if you whatever processor you want it to have like fast single core processing. So it doesn't matter how many cores they put in there because like with music, you're it's linear. So like the inserts that you put on your tracks and stuff are gonna use up one core before they even go to the next one. It's not like video editing stuff like that. That's something I just learned like a couple years ago. Um, so you want fast single core processing. 4G would make a difference if we could get 4G on the NPC. Yeah, I
4G
wish. Yeah,
gigabytes of RAM or like internet service, like mobile service.
I think he's talking about RAM. I
Yeah,
just like yeah, we want 4G like LTE on there.
yeah. I wish I could, as a YouTube content creator, I wish I could get like a video recorder, like a screen recorder,
Oh,
or
like as
like
a screen,
an output, like a HDMI output, so I can output the screen and I
bro.
could
They
do.
they have that with the touch. That's how
Yeah,
I am
I
site is able to do like the like he can show his screen like on all his like when
yeah.
he does his videos he always shows the screen. But that was something that they put in the touch, and I don't know why they didn't put that stuff in the live and in the X and stuff like
Well,
that because it would be like that would be great for YouTubers.
so you can't do that with the live with the
You,
software.
you cannot do it with the live or with the software, but with the touch, like there's a way that you can like
Oh,
output like your screen into like your broadcast. And he
yeah,
always has like that little box that shows like his screen.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah. That'd
saying?
be dope.
That's not an overhead camera. That's
I
actually
know
like
it's super clean looking
yeah,
for
it's
sure.
dope.
That's the like the first thing I noticed when I saw like the first video of his. It was like, of course, I had to ask him, but yeah, man, I wish I could do that. But
Yeah.
are we caught up yet? Let me turn
Kinda.
my
We're
volume
getting
up.
up there. You say, see, and every time I get closer where I feel like I'm at the end, we get like six more like
Yeah,
comments at one time.
yeah.
Yeah. Matt says you're right, super fast, dedicated processing. Yep. 32, 32 bits. 32 bits or 64 bits would be nice, you know. Um, if you don't want to overdo it, 32 bit, but 64 bits if you can do it, bring it on because most of the new plugins are running 64 bits now. They're not doing 32 bit anymore. So yeah,
Cup of Cloud. I just like his comment. The MPC one touched my heart.
it touched your heart, man.
Yeah, baby.
You know, you know what's funny is that
Yeah.
like
What's up?
all the new NPCs, they come out and like some of them I ragged on, like the NPC Live
Yeah.
2. I was like, man, this thing's coming out. It's got a
Yeah.
speaker. Like, what's up? But when I actually got a chance to play like physically with Ghetto Styles NPC Live 2, I
Yeah.
was like, man, this is dope. And like even with the
Right.
one, like even
Yeah.
though I wish the one was like you know, was like had a battery and stuff like that, like at its price point and what it does, like with the extra buttons and stuff, like it grew on me. You know what I'm saying? So now like I feel like that like every NPC like has its place of where it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And there's still like you know, you can do so much with either one of them. So whichever way you feel like you should go, like is a great choice. You're not making a bad choice if you pick one or the other.
Yeah,
You know?
definitely. Definitely. And since they all do the same thing, it's really just the hardware. But I feel you on that sentiment though. Like when the one came out, it's funny because I was just the day before I was like, I think I was talking about how I wanted to get something new. I think it was the SP I was gonna get. And I was like, unless the MPC, unless the Kai comes out with a new MPC by tomorrow, and it did. It dropped the very next day. And when I saw it, I wasn't interested. I was like,
Yeah.
eh. And then I don't know.
Then it started
So
to grow on you.
yeah,
that
Then
touched
no,
your
the
heart.
the idea of the live too was starting to grow on me. I think I was talking to you about that. I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like,
you was.
yeah, I
Yeah.
was like, I would just get it to have it on the channel. And then I was like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay, let me settle down. I'll spend half and get this and
Yeah.
satiate my gear acquisition syndrome.
Well, see what I
My
like about the live too is that it has everything that the live one has, but like
mm,
the speaker really does. Like if I just want to bang something out real quick, like I
yeah,
literally have to bring nothing. I don't have to bring
yeah,
headphones, like nothing. Like I
yeah.
just have to bring that, and that's a
That's
little
pretty
bit
much
bigger. But you know, if you don't have to have headphones and stuff like in there, like some of like that stuff that you would bring with you, like makes up for that space, you know, that
yeah,
you would be bringing. Like I don't have to bring headphones. I don't have to bring, like you know, it's dope, and the speaker actually sounds like pretty
yeah.
good, man. You know.
Yeah, I can imagine that being really useful. And you talking about that just makes the idea of standalone and all in one kind of like come together. And it made me
Yeah.
think of something. A thought that I had was, what if they added like a little on-screen keyboard that you can play, like put it in like pad perform mode or something. You know, like
Yeah.
you go to like go to notes, like maybe have a keyboard icon, and
Uh-huh.
then it pops up, and you can like maybe scroll the different octaves.
They could
I
do
think,
that because the NPC screen is actually pretty intuitive. It's not like it doesn't have like really any like lag input like in it. It's like pretty like responsive. So
mhm.
they probably could do that.
Yeah. And then on that note, like with key groups, I think it would be nice if they had some improvements on the way you program it. So when you go in, have you ever programmed your own key group without auto sampling and put in your own notes? So
Yeah.
you go up there um, into the keyboard. I don't know if this is you can really
Yeah, but
see
I
this.
seen it. Yeah.
You got to
Like
do
and
the
you put
scroll thing.
yep, you got to scroll through and you put
It,
each one in there.
yeah, it'd be nice if you could just like maybe hold a key from an external keyboard and
Oh
then hold
yeah.
another one, and then it would program that, something to that effect, because it is a little bit tedious when you're
Yeah.
trying to make your own key groups from scratch.
Yeah. I wonder if that's what Simp TV is talking about. He says he wants them to allow us to organize our programs, plugins, and he said programs again. But I'm thinking he's probably talking about key groups, maybe like programs, plugins, and key groups, like organize them better. I don't know if that.
Organize them better,
I don't know if he's talking about that.
or in the browser. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe like let us know a little bit more what you're talking about. Uh, it's sci-fi
Hmm.
TV. I think I said that wrong. My bad.
Yeah, maybe like a in like a what do you call it? An instrument plugin that was like a browser for all your key groups or all your expansions. Say
They
like you
have
can,
they have that like with with like complete. They have like one plugin. It's I forgot what it's called, but it's basically like a browser for all the like you just
yeah.
put in what you want and it takes you like right to like the plugin you want to use.
So just vibing off what you're saying, this is what I'm imagining. And so you got your plug-in right here. You choose your type of track, and then you have electric, tube synth, whatever. What if they
Yep.
had an expansion plug-in? So instead of going into your browser and going to expansions, it was all you know in there.
That would
Just
be
a
dope.
weird thought.
Yeah, I don't like how they have that too. Like that needs to be a little bit easier because you have to click in there and you have to click in there and then like click on like NPC. I know you can change that stuff up, but
Yeah,
you have to click on the plugin, then you have to
yeah. Or just like how you have your key group here. If maybe there was like a browser window there that would
yeah,
pop up
and you could just
next
like
to it.
use the Q links and then just
And then,
scroll
like he
down.
was saying, if you could organize them better, maybe you
Mm-hmm.
could organize them by type of instrument: strings, synths, brass, drums, whatever.
Yep,
I don't know.
that'd be cool. I
Cool.
can see that being useful.
Definitely not necessary, but cool.
Yeah, it'd be definitely cool. Maybe a little bit
Um,
faster. I don't know.
maybe. Yeah.
It says
So
Lauren says he wants like classic Akai Sense emulation, like the AX series.
okay. Yeah, kind of
So
like I
more
was bringing
emulations.
up earlier, just like hardware emulators, like kind of like we have the like the retro vintage plugins, just some more of that stuff.
Yeah,
It'd be cool if there was more control on those though, because those plugins are just really they're just a plugin. You have no controls at all. It's just like a sound emulation. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
Ghetto Styles says he wants an NPC that can cook him breakfast. It made me giggle a little
Cook
bit.
it up.
I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah.
The price to 100 on all models. Bet we tie them over until they caught up with the Apple updates. He says so. They raised the price on $100 on all models. He
On
said,
all
"I bet
models.
they." Yeah, he said, "I bet they did that to tie them over until they caught up with all the Apple updates
Wait, you
and
said
dropped
they
the new
raised it how
version."
much
He said they raised all the prices. Zach M says
on the
they raised
NPCs?
the price
Yeah, I thought I
$100
was
on all
tripping.
models.
I thought I was tripping because I noticed that, and how I was talking about the retro edition was the same price as the other.
Yeah,
Now I realize that you say that the retro one they didn't raise the price on, as far as I noticed. They're both $12.99, but the original price of the MPC Live was $11.99, right?
yeah.
And then the MPC one was what, $6.99 or $7.99?
It was six. It was. I think it was $6.99.
Yeah. So I was like, that looked different to me. Wow.
Yeah, they definitely need to update like the Apple because like if you got like the new like operating system like Big Sur, that's the only problem I have with like my Mac M1, my M1 Mac Mini
Uh
is
huh.
that it won't allow me to use my MPC in controller mode. Like the software and stuff works and like all my plugins and
Really?
stuff for pretty much yeah, but I cannot use it in controller mode. It won't recognize it as an audio interface or anything.
Huh. And I think I kind of passed it up, but someone I think in the chat said they're having trouble with like Windows 8 or something controller mode. So I don't know what that is.
It's just weird to me because like the software works pretty good. Like I've been in the software and I've messed around and stuff, and that seems to be working just fine. But like
Hmm.
soon when I plug in the MPC, like it just doesn't register at all. So it's
Hmm.
like, and I've tried a whole bunch of different things to see if I can find like some type of workaround, but I haven't been able to find anything yet. And that's the only thing that frustrates me about like the M1 Mac so far. But other than
Hmm.
that, it's been like freaking crazy,
Yeah,
like crazy fast, crazy the prices.
that's
That's
what's up.
kind. It's kind of off topic, but like if anybody's trying to get an M1 Mac Mini and they use an MPC, like I would probably like hold off, just letting people know, giving
Hmm.
you the inside scoop.
Yeah, good tip.
Yeah.
Let's
So
see.
see the overlap iOS. You want to see a lot of overlap with the iOS music production and MPC uh, production communities. Okay, so maybe like be able to use that. And that's one thing that we were kind of talking about. Like if they could have like some way to like control like the MPC software with like maybe like an iPad or something, that would be cool. Like you can use like set up like an
Hmm.
iPad app that has like faders and stuff on there, or a way to like
Oh,
do stuff like virtually. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? That would be pretty fire.
yeah, sounds cool.
Color coding. Color coding is dope. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of that. Like I use that when I mix. Like anytime I mix in the DAW, I'm always color coding my tracks. You know. So I don't know how they would do it in the MPC like standalone though. I don't know like what purpose like it would like really what difference it would make in standalone mode if you don't have like a actual. I mean, I guess they could do it in the mixing mode, like with the squares and stuff. You can see like where your stuff is.
So we have pad color coding,
Yeah,
but yeah, not
but they're
track.
talking about tracks. So like
I
when you're mixing, like I'll do like all my drums red, and I'll do like all my vocals and
yeah.
stuff like this color, and all my what's name this color. So
Well, speaking of tracks, like I wonder if they do bring the track view that's in the forest. Would they get rid of the old one? The old, like, how it's like track mix and pad mix where you have
yeah,
the layout like the pads. Would they get rid
yeah.
of that? I would hope not. I think that would be a nice option to keep. But the actual like the track mixer on the MPC, have you ever looked at that on standalone? Like it's to me, it's pretty
The
much
track
useless, and
mix.
I ignore it.
Yeah,
Like
the
it's
track mix.
so it's like right where is it right here? So the options that you have with track mix is like you can pan, you can solo mute, and you got volume.
Yeah.
Like what is the use of that really? It's
They,
just it's
yeah.
another option for what you can do in the actual track mix that's laid out like this, like the pads. But it's just way limited.
Well, see, I never use that. The only time I go in that is when I'm like working with audio tracks because that's the only way you can like really delete audio tracks like
Mm,
in
okay.
a sequence. So like, you know, you can't mute like um like you can try to, and I don't know if I'm doing it wrong or not, but you can't mute like the tracks. Like if you go in there and mute, you have to go into that screen to like mute the tracks. But
Audio track specifically, is that what you're
yeah, the
saying?
audio track specifically, but it'll still like if you mute it in that, if you mute it in that like that track and you copy it, I forgot. It's been so long since I did it. But there's a way that like I would try to mute something
Mm,
and like it was still playing like my other sequences or like it was still playing that sequence. I don't know what I
mm,
was doing wrong. You have to like delete like the whole track out of that sequence
really?
in order for it to be muted. Yeah.
And
Or cut out like the
are you talking
parts you
about
want.
using like the track mute menu, like right here?
Mhm.
So you can't mute audio tracks with that. It doesn't look like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
The one way would be is like if you go into the track mix. So I know I'm just doing this a lot, but so you have your mixer up here, and you can change the audio tracks, and then mute from here. I know you can't see this too well, but within the track mix, but it's not efficient really.
Yeah. It's just I like the whole audio track like like workflow to me is like a lot different. I don't really
Mm.
like it that much, to be honest. But I will use it sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like if I got like a dope vocalist to come in and then like she just lays some vocals over it. I feel like I'm talking weird. But
You?
yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, you're good.
Yeah.
I'm trying to multitask, just listen to you and like also check out some of the chat because I'm way behind. I don't know where you're at, but
Yeah, we're way behind on the chat. Ghetto Styles wants the NPC to do DoorDash now.
DoorDash,
She's acting a fool. What's Marcelo saying? He said, "Me neither. Me neither on what?" Oh yeah,
track list. What
yeah.
is track list?
Nobody uses the track list
What is
like
the track
Marcelo.
list? Is that
That's what you was just looking
that's
at.
what I was talking about? Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
it just doesn't. It just seems
Yeah.
like it
It's
has no
just
purpose.
yeah. It's just like
It's
like
like your
if
appendix, bro, or
yeah
like your tonsils. I don't know. It's just extra.
yeah. There are
But,
uses for it. Like I said, like if you want to work with audio tracks, like you want to use like that track view in order to like manipulate your audio tracks. Like as far as like like let's say I want I do like an audio track of like some horns or something, but I don't want the horns to play in the second half of the sequence. But you're not
mhm.
going to be able to take it. You're not going to be able to take them out like unless you go into that specific thing and like
Oh,
cut it.
because it's specific to the sequence.
Yeah.
That's one thing I noticed is different about it. Is so if you change the volume on the track there, like if you go to a different sequence that has all the same tracks, the volume will still be up on that
Yeah.
other sequence. So yeah, it
Hmm.
does give you a little bit of flexibility, and I think that's pretty much the one benefit.
Yeah.
So
It's just like I said, it's just weird when you're like mixing. Like, all that stuff is all good and stuff, but there's no way to like it's not like a DAW where I can just like you just cut that stuff out, and just like work with you got to do everything in every single track and then you have to know how you want to arrange it. Like
mhm.
I just don't like it. I don't know. I'm just used to DAWs though, man. I'm used to like the DAW workflow, even though I love the
Yeah,
NPC so much.
but some of the things you're talking about is stuff you could automate still, like if it's like a
Yeah,
volume thing on a certain instrument.
yeah.
those are one options. But that's also recent. That's not too long ago that we got automation
Yeah, we just
on.
got that with like I
Yeah,
think 2.8,
yeah.
2.6 or 2.8.
So
So
so yeah. I mean, I'm happy, and I really don't have complaints. I'm not complaining about where MPC is at. That's not the energy that I have. I know some people are upset, but um yeah, everything else from here on out is bonus to me. Really,
yeah,
I could make do, and for me, it's just more about improving my own abilities and writing good music. Hopefully, that's still a goal I haven't gotten to. Just a nice workflow of just creating music all around. And to me, in the end, the sound isn't necessarily the most important thing. It's
yeah,
the quality of the music and how it feels.
mm-hmm,
So there's enough tools in the box to really make anything happen.
yeah.
Um, like
It's just all
lim-
about practicing your craft,
sure,
and just getting better every day. But like you said, music is a feeling. It's a feeling process. It's not like there's not one way to
hmm,
like do one thing. You know what I'm saying? Like there's multiple ways to do something.
sure,
You know,
sure.
multiple ways. I like that hat by the way. That's
Oh, this
dope.
one,
Yeah.
yeah, it's I went to Lids and had it made a long time ago. It's kind of crooked, is what I noticed the day after I got it, and I went back to the store, and I showed the girl who she had done it, and she looked at me like I was crazy because I thought it was crooked. But I even shared it on IG. I'm like, am I tripping? And people are like, no, you're not tripping, bro. It's crooked. And everyone at work said it was crooked. Um, but the girl's like, oh, you got to come back and talk to the manager later. So
Yeah.
I just kept it, whatever. I don't wear it often.
Yeah.
But
We got
um,
Anubis in here too.
what up, Anubis?
Anubis was up in here.
Linda's son,
We got everybody up in here, bro.
Igor.
So now what else like I guess what is your like wish list? Like what's your ultimate wish list? Now we talked about the stuff that we want, like that we speculated that came in here, like we've been going through what everybody else would like to see and stuff like that, as far as that. And we've been kind of like talking about that as well. But like what
Hmm.
is your like top five like
Me.
wish list things that you'll have?
I don't know if I can. You talking to me? I don't know if I can give you five because I think I did mention one was effects,
Okay.
more effects, just
Oh,
more. Just give me more options.
okay.
I don't have many ideas on what specifically. I just like more options to like creatively process key groups and different sounds to make new sounds, and give it like just I would just want some more options to experiment with, really. Um, and then just go down the list. Key groups improvements. Just the workflow of how you put together key groups because I'm into making my own key groups from scratch. Um, I like the idea of a built-in key finder
Okay.
because that goes along with creating key groups. Like someone said in the chat,
Yep.
a key finder. Yeah. Um, that's three. I guess I could go for some more instruments, some effects. Not effects, but stuff like along the lines of tube synth. I guess but that's just another bonus for me.
Okay.
Um, that's four. Um, I don't know. Maybe more audio tracks. Although I haven't even reached the limit of using the eight, so
Yeah.
like I said, I'm happy where it's at. Like I still think there's areas of the NPC that I haven't fully explored.
It's
So,
definitely for me too.
but same question to you. Do you have a top five if you can summarize everything that we talked about and pick a
Well,
few of the top ones?
definitely an arranger mode.
I forgot to add that. Yeah.
Arranger mode is number one for me.
Okay.
Number two is like being able to move like inserts within, like, what I'm saying, being able to switch them, being able to switch like the order. I would like
Mm-hmm.
that. Being able to use like FY effects on like on the master track, like when you've completed like a full song to
Mm-hmm.
like do stuff like filter cuts, like you know what I'm saying, on like
Yeah.
part of the track, you know, different things like that. Being able to use like automation,
Yeah.
like on the on the master, you know, that's
Okay.
something that I really want.
Yeah. And I got to go back and say that's something that I want on submix because it's not possible right now on submixes or the master. So that
Yeah,
would fit into my top five.
yeah, I really want that. Uh, that's three, right?
Yeah.
Um, I would like to. Hmm, I want I want the MPC. Um, I talked about FX. I had them. I had all five of them in my head, but now I'm like having a brain fart.
Yeah. That was me the whole time. Yeah.
That was you the whole time.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, oh yeah, MIDI. I would like to be able to implement MIDI better, like in the MPC, like as far as
Importing,
yeah, importing
importing
MIDI.
MIDI. Hmm.
Yeah, MIDI data. I don't like that it's making new sequences. I wanted to
It
be able to put MIDI on a
you sh-
specific track.
you should be able to load from say go to a track and go to the grid view and then go load and
Yep.
then your MIDI will be
And then you
available.
got MIDI right there. Yep.
Yeah.
And then being able to like, you know, like place the cursor maybe like behind that and load more MIDI behind it. You know what I'm saying? Like so like maybe if you want to put in a chord, but then you got another chord that's not specific to a progression that you have in there and you want to just load that in, you should have a way to be able to do that too.
Okay.
So that's number four. And then number five is like the visual EQ, like
Okay.
some type of like, you know, more like effects, but like being able to be like more hands on with them. Like I feel like we have like a great touch screen for a reason, so we should be able to like implement some of those like little finer things in there, like where you can interact with some of these plugins with like touch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Cool. That's a good list. Now, say you could only pick one. Would it be the? What
Arranger
would be?
mode.
It'd be arrangement. Okay, you ready? You put it in order of importance then.
Yeah.
All right. Right on. Cool. Yeah, I think I would go with the arranger paired. Although I left it out of my list because I was brain farting the whole time.
Yeah.
I'd put arranger with the new mixer as the top priority.
Oh yeah.
Everything else would be a bonus.
Yeah.
That would be a nice added feel and look. You know, give it all. You know, even better workflow. So cool.
Yeah, man.
So I think we've kind of come to the conclusion of our conversation,
Yeah.
and yeah,
I
we had a
think it
nice
was
little
a
conversation.
great conversation. I think
No doubt.
everybody else thought it was too, by the looks of the comments in here.
Yeah, we had a good little hangout here.
Yeah.
About 20,000 comments. Uh, we'll go through them later and get to you if we didn't get to you at this time. So
Yeah.
yeah, right on. I appreciate everyone for stopping in. Thank you, King O Caesar, for stopping in. Maybe hopefully this will be the start of maybe a few other of these. Maybe we could do a podcast as we were talking
Oh
and have
yeah,
some more
definitely.
conversations on some different levels on different subjects and things. So,
Yeah,
um,
definitely.
do you want to close with anything? Anything you want to plug, share, um,
No, you
promote?
know, just the regular stuff. You know, anybody that's in here that's not subscribed to us, you know, go subscribe, hit the bell notification button if you guys like.
Definitely,
You know, if you guys want to see our videos and see what we got coming, you know, Lifting
definitely
Noise is coming out with stuff all the time, and I'm
trying to.
back to being like more consistent on YouTube as well. So you know, if you guys want to
Yeah,
subscribe, check us out.
yeah.
You know, there's a great community. So you know, what I'm saying, like just
That's
check
the
us out.
that's the best thing you can do is just
Yeah,
comment, subscribe, and I don't know, thumbs up if you want to support. That's the most basic way you can. So we
yeah,
appreciate everybody. Thank you very much. Until next time, like I always say, stay humble, lift noise. You
right.
fumble sometimes, and that keeps you humble.
Yeah.
So yeah, until next time, God bless every single one of you. Take care.
Peace out.